All right, we got to open them up, man.
The 6-3 Tennessee Titans are on the road this week in Baltimore to take on the 6-3 Ravens, who have not been able to find the same consistency they enjoyed last year.
Jackson deep downfield, hit them in the 5-yard line.
Lamar Jackson and company took their third loss while playing in a torrential downpour, which you might have thought would play into their hands based on the fact they're built to run.
There he goes.
But when it was all said and done, the Ravens only averaged 4.1 a carry and only made it that high because Jackson had a few meaningless late runs that netted them some extra yards.
And slipping before he can get out of the backfield is Ingram.
Baltimore trailed for most of that game, which forced them to throw more than run despite the weather. And Jackson didn't do too bad based on those circumstances.
Lamar stepping up and he shoots it out. There's a lot of room to roam.
But you'd expect them to go back to their run-first approach in this game. Tennessee's run D continues to be an issue for their defense.
Here's Hines with a nice carry.
The Titans didn't enter Week 10 playing the run well, and then they let the Colts go for over 5 a carry against them, and Indy was a team averaging under 4 a run going into that game.
Hines finds some room.
May as well talk about the Rock when it's the other way around, too.
Here's a toss to Henry out on the edge.
This past week, Derrick Henry had one of his plus 4 yards per carry games. He's bounced back and forth between being volume back and a game changer this year.
Here's Henry with room on the right side.
But let's conjure up Mr. Peabody for a second and jump in the Wayback Time machine. Baltimore knew what was coming and it didn't matter. The Henry freight train steamrolled its way to 195 yards on 30 carries in last year's playoff game.
Get ready for Tebow.
That was the Ravens' weakness last year, stopping the run, and what drove much of its decision-making this past offseason.
Boom! What's up?
So, have those decisions worked? Damian Harris went for 121 yards against them last week, the Patriots hitting them for 4.4 a run, which is in line with their yards per carry allowed for the year.
Again, look at that hole, and there goes Harris again.
What about when Ryan Tannehill drops back on him? Baltimore has put up some of the better numbers defending the pass.
Intercepted.
However, they did struggle against the limited Patriots pass attempts they faced last week. Just 18 attempts in that rainstorm, and they only stopped 4 of them.
That's going to be a 20-yard gain.
They aren't up against a hot Tannehill at least. He couldn't come up with much of anything against a strong Colts pass D.
Quick throw passes off the hand.
Passer rating under 85, yards per attempt under 6, and under 150 passing yards.
Pass is broken up.
Tannehill's season overall, though, has been strong.
Nice little fake passes, caught, touchdown.
He's had good games against a couple tough passing defenses, so his season numbers aren't just built on facing lower-ranked passing teams.
Taking a shot to Brown downfield. Touchdown.
He also typically gets time. He's one of the least sacked QBs this year.
Tannehill down the sideline, touchdown.
How well Tennessee can fend off Baltimore's blitz-happy defense could go a long way in determining the winner in this one.
It's coming, and Luke is going to go down.
It's a battle of who has the nicest cut, G, or is it I like your cut, G? Someone's supposed to slap me now or something? I'm not sure how it's supposed to work, but I do know how the comments section works. You enter your analysis and your predictions in there, and while we reveal our predictions, I will go look up that haircut thing on urbandictionary.com.
We weren't certain we were going to see him on the field. Nice little fake passes, caught, touchdown. What a start, Deontay Foreman.
Little toss here to Snead. Willie Snead around the corner. He goes and backs his way into the end zone for a touchdown.